Each year, the cost of government is determined by the county budget. The people decide how much they will spend through their direct representatives, the Board of Supervisors. The hearings of the board are open to the public.
Mr. Chairman, as a taxpayer of this county, I would like to ask the board to explain why the cost of county government has risen in the past few years.
That is a perfectly natural question at this time and calls for an explanation. You cannot take care of a family of 8 at the same price as a family of 2, especially since so many members of the family have recently lost their jobs. The services you demand from your government are the only services you pay for.
The American dream brought my father's family here from Italy. My mother's from Queens. Nassau is America's first and best suburb. Some things have changed since then, some haven't.
I have worked in Nassau County government. I know how much waste there is.
We're paying more in taxes, getting less in services.
I don't know where our taxes are going.
This is a time for service. Public service. Service to our country and to our county. At this unique time in our history when interest in matters public is high, I call upon our residents to answer a call to participate in the victory over the crises we face. Our greatest and most urgent goal is to solve the county's fiscal crisis. To do so will require that we dismantle the culture of machine politics which has dominated our county for decades. We must rethink, rework, and rebuild. Either get on board or get out of our way. As an attorney, certified public accountant, and former mayor, I had prepared in advance a program to attack Nassau's fiscal mess. But nothing could have prepared me, or the members of my team, for what we found on January 2nd. A dysfunctional county government, broken, battered, and neglected, departments without directors, agencies without advisors, commissioners without commissions, county offices with leaking roofs, crumbling plaster, ripped and stained carpets, a social services building with hanging wires, cracked windows, and peeling paint, ventilation panels caked with years of soot, walls covered with mildew and mold, scrounged furniture, missing fixtures and rotting tiles and ceiling panels, and our parks, once the finest in the state. We're in an unbelievable state of disrepair, neglected by an administration that divvied up your tax money for political favors instead of investing in the public services that the people paid for. During last fall's campaign, I detailed a $100 million taxpayer savings plan. That plan is now part of the 4-year financial plan I present tonight. But during the last few months, I've painfully discovered that my $100 million plan fell short of what we actually needed. What we have inherited is the need for a $428 million plan. And let me commit to you tonight, if we adopt this plan in its entirety, we will completely solve the financial problem that has plagued this county for years. We will balance the budget. There will be no more job cuts, no more program attacks, no more doom and gloom, and no more tax hikes for the rest of my term. Someday they will say, this was the turning point in Nassau County. This was the time when strong men and women turned away from greed and narrow-minded political advantage and brought about a new era of cooperation, of hard work, of service to our community, and of pride in our hometown, Nassau County. The state of the county is much stronger today than it was at this time last year. But we still have a great deal more to do. Many challenges remain. Nassau government was in serious trouble even when the economy was still booming. Now we face not only the problems brought on by decades of government neglect and mismanagement, but we must also face the economic hardships that our nation, state, and region confront today. Everywhere we looked, it was worse than we ever thought. No accurate record of the number of employees, of county-owned buildings and land. No record of the number of county-owned vehicles, unknown checking accounts, uncashed checks, uncollected rents, and unpaid bills. Nassau County is back in business. Here in Mineola, we have turned a critical corner. Difficult challenges and much hard work remains. But integrity, stability, and good government have returned to Nassau County. During the course of 2003, Nassau County was the only municipality in the entire United States to have received 2 bond upgrades from both Moody's and Standard & Poor's. Yes, we can change the world. Not always right away, but sometimes years down the road if you plan for it and start pushing far in advance. Change is not easy. It may take a decade to convince people to change here. But if we do not, there is danger ahead. Ours is a county of incredible wealth, of strong businesses, of well-educated residents, great talent and ideas. We have schools unequaled anywhere in the nation. We are, in short, a great place to live and raise a family. What we have lacked is a vision for the future. Tonight I ask that we look ahead together to a renewed Nassau for our children and our grandchildren. Despite all the obstacles, we can reach our goals if we refuse to give in to the fear of change, if we insist on honest, caring government, if we hold fast to the dream.
One last word. The government of Nassau County has not the intention of increasing its public debt. It has not the intention of increasing its debt limitations. You have seen that the largest item in our budget is mandatory. It cannot legally be avoided. Remember also that $7.5 million, nearly half of our expenditures, is an item we cannot avoid. In spite of this expenditure, in spite of the many and difficult services the citizens of this county demand, in spite of the Depression, Nassau County is solvent. And as long as the present efficient methods of administration remain, Nassau County will continue to be solvent.